that you can take to be optimistic. So how many people know what optimistic means? That fan has to be turned off. Sorry.
Good though.
Okay, so what does it mean to be optimistic?
Even though it could be a bad situation, like if you like lost at something, you're still happy for the other person that's so loser.
Okay, that works. Okay, next person. Everybody's good with that? Okay, so yeah, so optimistic is even though things are going badly, you still have a good outlook on things, right? You don't look at things negatively, you think positively.
It's like saying, instead of saying a cup is half empty, it's half full.
That's right. I was going to use that example. Okay, so we're going to go do this. We're going to do this a bit quickly because I'd like to cover 2 topics today since we missed one yesterday. So the first one is how to be optimistic, right? So the first one is remember it is not too late to change your life. Okay, so if anything happens that you don't like, that is bad. If you're still alive, you can change it. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. If you have life, there's a chance things can get better, right? Obviously, if you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah. Unless if you're...
But even if you're sick, even if you're hospitalized, paralyzed, hurt, whatever, in jail, incarcerated, whatever, right?
At least you're still alive.
And as long as you have life, things can get better, okay? So the next one is, does someone have their hand raised? No? Next thing is, don't make mountains out of mole hills. What? Don't make mountains out of mole hills. So you know what a mole is, right?
Yeah. Like what I have on my face.
Not the one you have in your face.
The little animal with
the one that-
big
Nose
nose
that crawls into the ground and makes holes in the ground, right? So and then once they're making the hole, they dig the hole and there's a little hill, right? So then so what it means is some things in your life are really small. They're not really a big issue. But if you're a pessimist, then it's gonna be like the end of the world. Like I broke a nail. Oh my gosh! Like
That's what girls do.
it's horrible. Or I'm late for work. Oh my gosh! And it's gonna be the end of the world. Or I failed a test. Oh, okay. Example.
Yes.
When I was in college, there was this student. We were taking organic chemistry. I was a pre-med major, as he was. So we're taking sciences, and these sciences are very important. If you don't get A's, you can't get to medical school.
Wow.
Right? Hence, I'm a nurse. But anyway, so we were taking this really big exam, and he felt he didn't study enough, right? So we're all in front of the door in the classroom waiting to go in, like, oh my gosh, we're so anxious, afraid, like, what are we gonna do in this exam? So then everyone's like, I studied this much, I'm afraid, whatever. And then we turned to him and we're like, why aren't you talking? He's like, I'm not taking it. I'm like, what? What do you mean you're not taking it? How do you not take a test? You know what he said? He said, I'd rather take a 0 than fail. So he'd rather not try it at all than to get a bad grade. And that is absolutely bonkers. Because why would you get a 0 on something rather than get a 60, a 70, 80, and who knows? He might have gotten a 90 because he was a pretty smart person.
You probably gotten a 60, but you get extra credit.
Exactly, he could have gotten a 60, but at least a 60 is better than a 0, right?
But
So what he did was, he did it for real. He did not take the test.
Well, he could have gotten extra credit for doing something that they didn't expect.
Right?
So
He
what
just walked
happened to
away.
him if he didn't?
They don't force you. You don't do your exam. In college, it's not like elementary. It's not like high school. You do you. It's free. You decide to go to class if you want to go to class. If you don't go to class, you don't go to class. Obviously, you're going to fail, and you're not going to do well, but it's still your choice. We can't all talk at the same time, please.
So when there's a meeting in the classroom, would the teacher tell their parents and then...
The teacher doesn't tell your parents. You are an adult. You are grown. Some people leave home to go to college, so their parents are not there, right? You tell your parents if you choose, if you're a good child, then you wanted to share your information with your parents. You do that, right? You let your parents know. But as a collegiate, right, a college student, your decisions are your decisions to make. No one makes them for you.
So what you're saying is like something happened and I get so emotional I can't do anything. I have to stay wherever I want to be.
When you get to college?
Yeah.
If you decide not to go to class, you can choose not to go to class. But the problem is, it sounds great, like what? I don't have to do my homework? You don't even get homework, by the way, right? Wait. You get assignments. You don't go home with it. You know, they're called assignments, they're called projects. Right? So, but obviously they're harder. They're not like, okay, whatever. That's good, I'm glad. Anyway, the point is, if you don't get an assignment done, it's really your problem. Let me tell you, when you get to college, you enter into that class having 100, an A, because you haven't done anything yet. So in essence, you're a perfect student, right? But then as you do the classes and you get your assignments, whatever grade you get is subtracted from your 100, right? Wow. And then when you enter, they give you all the assignments. You know everything that's going to happen in your class. You know what exams are going to be you're going to be taking, what assignments are due. So if you want to enter school, get your little syllabus, they call it, and do all of that work in a week, in a day, you're done, right? Obviously, I don't know anyone who does it. Everyone, including myself, we always do it in a right, because it's a lot of work. But it's a lot of work. I actually read about one person who did that. Buffett. No, Warren Buffett. He's like this billionaire guy whom, like, he read his textbooks before his name is Warren Buffett. He read his textbooks before he went to class. So he had already memorized them. So when the teacher was stating some assignment in the paper, in the text, he could quote it. So he knew the book better than the professor, even though the professor wrote it, because he memorized it. I was like, awesome. But anyway, so not many people do it. But my point is this, right? So when you go to college, it's really up to you what you get out of it. If you go, there's like a lot of things that you can learn. But if you choose to be in your room, to hang out with your friends, to party, then you'll get like a GPA of a 1.2 and you fail out. The highest GPA you can get is a 4.0. Obviously, if you get a 4.0, then you can be successful in life. You could be the doctor you want to be, the lawyer you want to be, the nurse you want to be, the entrepreneur, whatever. Or you could be that brilliant person who doesn't need college too, like Bill Gates, right? But he was that smart. He didn't just drop out and hang out, right? He dropped out to form a business. That's different, right?
I should do that then.
Okay, anyway, so being a pessimist, that boy was a pessimist. He was like, I'm not gonna win, so I'm not gonna try. I prefer to get a 0. It's not like that. That's pessimistic, not optimistic. Optimistic is, I know I wasn't ready. I didn't do as much as I would have liked to do, but I am praying and hoping that what I did is enough, and it will get me somewhere. Elijah.
He just walked away?
He literally just walked away. I don't even know why he showed up to class. Like, just to let us know that he wasn't taking the test. Then don't show up. No one needs to know that. But anyway, he taught me a lesson. Because I'm like, that will never be me. 0 what? Are you crazy?
I'll get 100 to be rich.
Right? Or I get a 50. I get a 60, 70, 80. I'll get a 20. Because organic chemistry, I either got a 76 or an 80. Because it was like our second test, and I didn't improve in orgo until like late. And like I think I got a B- in organic chemistry.
That's lovely.
Organic chemistry was hard.
Annie.
Okay, so that's how not to be a pessimist, right? So don't look at a little problem and be like, oh, it's a horrible thing. Number 3, shh. Find a more helpful way to view your problems. So some people, when they have problems, all they see is a negative thing in the problem, right? Did I ever tell you the story about what happened when I was in camp and I didn't have my wallet with me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No? Okay, so let me tell the story. So the first 2 days of camp, maybe the second day or whatever, right? I was collecting money for the camp, right? So I collect the money and I put it in my wallet, but it was a lot of money, so I put it in my bag and locked it up. And then I had to go to the doctor because we need a physical because they come and inspect the camp and I need to have my physical. So I'm in the taxi, but I was hungry because I don't usually eat breakfast or lunch in camp. So it was like 2:30, and I'm in a taxi, and I'm eating and just looking through my phone and whatever. And then I look up and I'm like, oh yeah, we're in the right place. And then I go back and I'm doing my thing. And then when I look up again, we're like someplace else. I'm like, where are we? Anyway, long story short, the man got lost, right? So then I'm like, should I say something or not, right? And he was Haitian like I was. So I'm like, and then as soon as I was about to say something, he goes, darn, I should have made a right instead of a left, something like that. So I was like, oh, he knows where he's going now. So now we're back. When I look up again, I see the same place I was, like we went in circles. I'm like, I have to say something now. So I'm like, mister, are we lost? He's like, you noticed too? I'm like, yeah, so do you need the GPS? He said, why didn't you say that? If you had the GPS, we wouldn't be here. I'm like, okay. So I put it in the GPS, and finally we started to get on our way, and I got to the clinic. When I get to the clinic, what do you usually do once you're in the taxi? Hey, where was my wallet?
At home.
In the office. So then I was like looking for the wallet. I was like, oh, I don't have my wallet. So then I'm like, oh, I don't have my wallet. He says, oh no, it's in there. Keep looking. Oh. I'm like, no, it's not there. I know it's not there.
How did you
So I'm like, what do I do? So I'm thinking. Luckily, the place that the clinic is around my house, but which is also around my dad's house. So I was like, let me call my dad and see if he's home. Father, please be home. So then I call, and he picks up, which like rarely happens. So I'm like, Daddy, do you have $20? Because I need it right now. He goes, yeah, I'll just stop by the house, this, that, the other, and then you can get it. I'm like, oh, thank you for fathers. So then I get to the house, and I take the 20. But here's my point. As we were on our way, when I realized I was lost, I didn't shout at him, I didn't scream, I didn't curse, I didn't do anything. And he was astonished. He was like, if it was another person, I know they would have cursed me out. Young as you are too, they would have given me all kinds of words. I was like, I wasn't raised like that. I'm okay, I'll get there when I get there. I was late, I know that. But what am I gonna do? My cursing him is not gonna make him go any faster, it's not gonna unlose us.
We might actually get lost again.
He might get even more lost. Or we might get in a crash, some or the other, right?
Or he might kick you out the car.
Or he might kick me out the car, right? But the point is, now, had I screamed at him, right? And shouted, and been like, what kind of fool of a taxi driver are you? What would I have said to him when I realized I didn't have money to pay the man? Right? Then the tables would have turned. And who would be screaming at whom now? Exactly, right? So the point is, the whole idea says, find a more helpful way to view your problems. So in the whole situation, the way I viewed it was, it was a problem. I was late, but I was like, you know what? God will allow me to get there when I need to get there. So I was calm, and because of that, I was rewarded. Because when I told him I didn't have money, he didn't shout at me. He didn't say anything. He said it's okay. So when I told him to make another route to go get the money from my dad, he was like, fine, nothing for you. I would do anything for you, darling. I was like, I don't know about that, but okay. So then he was nice and quiet about it, and we got the money, and everything went well, right? Because I was respectful. I looked at it differently. I wasn't upset with him, and then in return, I was blessed. Yes. And I believed in God. I said, God will allow me to get there when I get there, right? So you have to find a helpful way to look at even your problems. And if you think about it, there's always something positive in any problem that you face, right? How many people have gone through something and later on they were like, oh, that's what Can you share? Is it something you can share?
Yeah.
But you did, right? A lot of people will go through that. Anyone knows of one thing that you can share?
Like, what do you mean?
Okay, so you had a problem, and at first you were like, oh, this is horrible, and I'm like suffering, and it hurts, and it's bad, and it's not good. And then later on you're like, oh, I learned something. Or if it wasn't for this problem, then this wouldn't have happened, right? Anyone can share something. I know you might remember, but can you share? Go ahead.
One time when I was a kid, my sister accidentally broke my toy. I told my mom, I was like, that was my favorite toy to my mom. She said, all right, tomorrow I'll go buy you another toy. So if it was never for her breaking my toy, I would have never got a better toy than that.
There you go.